Hi guys, this is Crossy of Eclipse Gaming TV and welcome to part 53 of my Lower League to Champions League challenge with Dover Athletic. And I just wanted to throw in a quick video just to prove that I am still alive and I've made it back from holiday. Unfortunately, only flew in yesterday morning and had to get out for work today, so I'm feeling pretty rough still, suffering badly from the jet lag and a lot worse than I thought I was going to be honest. But I wanted to throw out a video just so you know that I'm back in the game and ready to start throwing things up again. And just want to say thank you very much for all the kind comments and the feedback that I've got so far. I'm going to try and take those on board as best I can and make sure that the videos are at the very best that they can be and the most enjoyable for you guys. One comment that I've taken on board is that with the way my schedule is going for uploading and I should probably try and do 2, maybe 3 games in a video, as well as showing a bit more of the behind the scenes stuff, and I'm more than happy to do that. And one thing I've also taken on board is that I am going to take over training, which is a bit of a step for me because I haven't done that at all really on any of the Football Manager titles, and I've been playing them for a long old time, so it's a bit of a new venture for me, and how well that's going to work out, well, we'll soon see. But as we can see straight away, as I'll show you, the familiarity with the new tactic that I want to work is a little on the low side. I have shifted the next few games with the focus being on tactics only, but we do have some work to do there, as you can see, and as was mentioned in the comment on part 52, team cohesion's made up a lot of our training recently, and that probably isn't the right way to go about it. Might also explain our defensive frailties. Pretty much my line has been at the lower leagues, why bother with training, because end of the season you're probably going to change all your players for better ones anyway, as one point, which maybe wasn't the best way to go about it. I'm used to the FM series giving us very easy lower league challenges, which it turns out isn't the case on this year's, as last season proved to us. So I need to step up on that, and of course, same thing we've talked about a few times, the staff at this level really aren't great at this sort of thing, so even with my lack of experience, things are going to get slightly better, I would hope. So still got some work to do on this 4-2-4 formation, but I think I'm going to stick with it. As we can see, I've got tactics only lined up for the Scroll Premier game as well, but I think we may well need to shift that to tactics only, the match training, and keep that in for a few times here as well. So let's go make those adjustments, as we've still got quite a bit of work to deal with. One thing in particular, as we played quite a narrow formation through the middle, is that the players are taking a bit of time to get used to working out wide. But we shall see how that goes, and before long I'll be switching that, I think, to more of a defensive minded target, because that's one area where we have been very weak for a long time. I've had a chat to both Lee Sawyer and Teddy Ngoy, who have both got fairly negative performances so far. You can see nice improvement for Fraser Franks here, and also some improvements for Grant Roberts and Tom Winter. Sam McKindy on the up, but only just. Alex Sedera, well, he's getting old. We know about that. And Gary Borrowdale, a bit disappointed in that, but I've got him some change focus on his individual stuff. So we'll see how those changes will work, and when I've got a little bit about myself, I will spend a bit more time, 1, going through this, and 2, showing you guys what I'm trying to do and what my plan is with our training going forward. So that's going to be an interesting thing for us to throw in. What I'm going to do also, just before we get going, is show you the team that I'm sticking out. So we're going to go for Winter and Romeo at left and right back respectively. We've got McCain and Ngoy as the 2 centre backs. I was very impressed with McCain and how he performed in his last outing, so stick him in there. First game of the season for Grant Roberts, the more defensively minded player who's going to be slotting in there, and I think I might have to make a little adjustment here because we've got Alex Sedera in at central midfield, and I'm not too sure that's what I want to do really. So Mark Hughes is suffering a little bit with his fitness, but in light of any other options being available, at least... okay. Can't really win here. I've got Mark Hughes and Lisa both suffering a bit, but we'll go and stick Hughesy in there. Right, up front, Adam Birchall, I've shifted him to attacking forward, as was suggested. He was very good for us in setting up goals up front. Well, I put him in the role that I can't quite pronounce right now. But did struggle to actually put the ball in the back of the net. So maybe, especially with Nathan Elder filling in with Lee Hughes being injured down here, going to be out for another couple of weeks. It might be a chance for Birchall to restart getting himself on the score sheet. Got Constantine Carter, who's going to play inside forward for us out wide. There was a suggestion to give him a bit of a run in the side and see what happens, because I've got a few problems in my wide positions in who's going to fill those, and also a little bit worried about having a player that can sit in the hole as well if we went back to our old formation, which was a narrow midfield, attacking midfielder in the hole, which was filled by Alex Adira, who is now bit too old and a bit behind the times to be playing in this high division, I would say, and also defensive midfielder who was filled by Harry Milton, but he's left the club now. So yeah, it's a little bit of a tough one. I've got problems on either side, and I've got to decide which formation is going to work best, what players I've got that are most suited to it, and I think on balance, going to this formation, which is what I use in my English Revival Challenge for Manchester City, is going to be the way to go. It's very attacking, so I'm going for the score one more than you approach, and hopefully we can tighten things up in the defensive area. And also a comment that I did let Mitch Walker go in favour of bringing in Paul Smith here, and my comment to that is, I'm thinking this is a better short-term move in the hope that we might be able to bounce up into the league above and get into League 2 and start playing league football. And if we manage that, I'll be able to upgrade goalkeeper again. But who knows? It could be a gamble that won't pay off, and it would have been better to give Walker some games and watch him develop. But he's moved on to Torquay on a free transfer to try and free us up some wage room. So let's get to it then. We are in at 10th, only played one game so far, got a point out of it, which wasn't the end of the world. I think it was quite a high scoring 3-all encounter, so again our defence is letting us down. Right, a few things I want to do here is get some closing down on the wide players. Not going to close down the strikers because we had a few moments last season where I was doing that, closing these guys down, and all it was actually doing was pulling defenders out and leaving holes in behind them, and it took me a long time to realise that was the case. So let's get one to their weaker foot, keep them tight, but leave it at that. Ross Etheridge and goal for Hyde. I've had him a few times in various games, the ex-Fulham man. Right. Recommendation to give the fan or the players, sorry, a confidence boost. Let's see if I can find something. Time to go out there and enjoy themselves and relax a bit. And let's get straight to this. So going from right to left then. And my mistake, it's Neil Etheridge, sorry, is the Fulham goalkeeper, excellent goalkeeper. At least I got the surname right. Trying to play our way out of trouble here at the back. Goes back to Paul Smith in goal. Big boot up front to Elder, who latches onto it and slots that straight into the back of the net. We'll take that goal on 1 minute. Now the only question is, can we defend this lead? Bit the Route 1 stuff. It's the kind of goal we would usually end up losing out to be honest. But we'll take that. Would much rather defend with a lead. Tom wins there at left back, managed to just about do enough to put the guy off. Cross goes in and into the side netting. And that's a very hopeful ball which Paul Smith's able to mop up. Birchall flick to Roberts, finds Elder. Can he get his second of the game? Yes, he can. A very composed, blasted finish there from Nathan Elder. Birchall to Elder again, goes for his third, very ambitious. Almost on the halfway line. Might be able to get away with the odd one of those on FIFA, but this is Football Manager, it's a different game. Okay, needs to get tight if he can, and Goy lets his man go through the middle as well. But managed to come away with it. Shot was tame, straight into the arms of the goalie. And this altogether is looking pretty solid. Got to be pleased with this, actually. So tell the lads to keep it up. They seem quite happy with that. One for Birchall to run on to. He's not that quick. Some Winter getting himself in the book. Right, to keep an eye on that. As Andy Fitzgerald with the goal. A bit too easy, really. Ball into the box. Ends up falling to a hide shirt, completely unmarked. That's pretty poor, actually. So let's change our formation. Oh, wow. Okay, so we do have time for that. So let's see, what options do we have here? Switch to a defensive-minded formation. Nathan Elder gets himself in the book. And this could maybe be a bit of a mistake well in Teddy and Goy. Chance for McCain to get it clear and he doesn't. But I think actually our tactic needs to be to try and push on and get more goals if we can. Letting players come onto our defence at the moment isn't the best idea. Chance for Birchall though. Can he feed through to Elder? Yes he can, and he blasts that one into the side netting. Trying for his hat-trick there and got some laces through it. So 15 minutes left to go. Going to have a look at making a change or two. So I'm going to throw in Daniele Ficagna, our Italian central defender. And then I'm also going to swap out Mark Hughes for... Going to throw in Alex Adira there because his fitness is up. Would ideally have wanted to put Sawyer in, but not this time. Try and give him a rest and get him ready for the next game. Birchall goes for the header and just flicks it just wide. Alex Adira comes on for 15 minutes of that and ends up picking up a knock. Luckily, he's not quite as vital to us this season. Bircher just caught offside. And that ends up skewing out of play with about 10 seconds left to go on the clock. Roberts to Birchall. Chance for Birchall to run onto that one. Pass is a little bit short and they're in behind us. Jack Laird caught offside. Very, very fortunate there. But we do come away with the 3 points. So that is 4 points from a possible 6 in our first stab in the Skrill Premier League. And to be honest, judging by how we started off last season anyway, I will quite happily take that. Still working on this formation that we need to develop. Bit of a quiet game from Constantine Carter out on the right, but I think I am going to persevere with him and give him a run inside. Very passionate congratulations to the lads for that victory, and that leaves us in, if we have a look at the table, 7th position. So not too bad. Want to be trying to get ourselves up here where Wrexham are, but there are some very good teams in this division. A lot of them will be, or at least some of them will be full-time clubs. They've got players training all the time, so we've got that to fight against, and altogether it's a bit of a big jump and could be a tough season for us. But hopefully, if we can keep ourselves up and around this kind of region, we may well be able to sneak into the playoffs and give ourselves a chance of back-to-back promotions. We can hope. Thank you very much for watching, and any other feedback you got for us, please drop it in the comments section and I will do my best to take that one into account. Going forward though, after I've put myself to bed and recovered from this jet lag, which has completely wiped me out, we'll hopefully see some longer, fuller videos with a couple of games in there, a bit of the behind the scenes stuff, and just trying to flesh out the content a bit more. So that's the plan going forward, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that and see it as a change for the better. But until then, I will catch you next time. Thank you very much.